I did originally when we started. I was doing an investment through this company on my own, and I was telling some of our mutual friends about it, and they mentioned that, they said, hey, Mike's looking to get in, that you might want to talk to Mike and let him know what you're doing. So I let him know and told him, I'm like, hey, it's good. I know Debbie. I know Fresh Beginnings is a good company, and she's on the up and up. So, you get in, I got you back. If anything happens, I'll make sure you're taken care of.
All right, so you were guaranteeing his money.
Yes, Your Honor. I just referred him to the company. I received no payment for this. I wanted to refer him to him. I had a property with my business partner, and that property had a great amount of equity in it. So if Mr. Doxey ever wanted to pull out of his deal, we had enough equity in the property that we were acquiring to cover his debt. So I'm like, we could have paid him out, took over his spot.
But you never did that.
No, well, we'll get to that in a moment. Okay. The reason that we're here is because Debbie passed away. And Debbie, of course, being in charge and being in the organization, being the one person in the organization, she played her cards real close.
She was
the
the executive of
Fresh Beginnings.
Fresh Beginnings.
Yes.
And she passed away a couple of years after the initial.
She passed away at the beginning of 2012 or 2013.
Okay.
But she played her cards to the best, of course, because she controlled the asset managers.
Long story short, you never got a penny, and you were depending upon that deal to repay your friend.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't excuse your responsibility, does it?
Well, I signed the original promissory note, and I agreed to that. And my father, God rest his soul, I could hear his voice when I had to go to Mike and told him that we had just lost because Debbie had died, and her sister, as the executor of her estate, stole all of our money. I had to tell him that, and I heard my father in my ear telling me, a man is only as good as his word. So I did everything I could to make sure that he got something back, and I went and got a job. I was able to pay him $500 a month. I thought it was going to be a longer term. I was doing contract work, loan processing.
How much did you pay him in total towards that?
$2,000.
$2,000.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I saw your emails, and you were clear that you were trying to keep your word. But the bottom line is the plaintiff is still out a significant amount of money that you guaranteed, even if you didn't need to do that. And you did re-sign the agreement. Now, you say you did it under coercion.
Yes, Your Honor. I do remember it clearly, even in the state of mind I was in at that time. I was at my cigar lounge, and I got a text from him, and he said he needed to borrow some money. Now, I hadn't seen Mike in a few years because of COVID and some other things. So, I'm like, hey, come through the cigar lounge. I'm not thinking that I'm sitting up with my buddies at the cigar lounge, and we're smoking cigars and binge watching television and drinking scotch and tequila and, just, doing what we do on a Thursday night. But I had him come through, and then he says, well, yeah, I need you to sign this. And I didn't realize what I was signing, and then I felt like I need to get him out of here because I'm not in a situation where I'm comfortable talking because 5 high-end scotches and 2 high-end tequilas and a cerveza, I just wasn't.
Are you saying that you were intoxicated at that time?
Yeah, I was. Unfortunately, like I said, it was a Thursday night. I didn't have to work the next day. And also, I wanted to protect my friend, to keep everybody's business personal and private. I just wanted to keep things low.
Well, I'm going to ask Judge Acker to continue the discussion with both of you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Judge Corriero. I don't know that what you described is coercive. I'm not sure being nervous that someone is going to, as you describe it, cause a scene is necessarily coercive. But you have suggested that you weren't competent. I mean,
Yes,
if you've had 5 drinks, you probably weren't competent to sign. But I want to take a couple of steps back to make sure that I understand the foundation of this transaction. So the agreement was between the plaintiff, Mr. Doxey, and Fresh Beginnings Foundation.
Yes.
What was Fresh Beginnings? Who are the principals of that foundation?
Deborah Holland founded Fresh Beginnings, and she was doing.
Is it a C3? Is it a nonprofit?
I think it was a 501c3.
You don't know whether or not the investment, hang on. So you don't know whether or not the foundation into which your friend invested $12,000, and according to you, you invested $8,000.
Yes.
You don't know whether or not it was a nonprofit or a for-profit entity?
Well, the part that we were doing was for profit.
What was the for-profit part? What was the nature of this investment?